ओम श्री साई राम। राम का गुणगान करिए, राम का गुणगान करिए। राम प्रभु की भद्रता का, सभ्यता का ध्यान धरिए। राम का गुणगान करिए। राम आत्मा, राम आत्मा, राम का सम्मान करिए। राम का गुणगान करिए। Today is Ramanavami, birth of Sri Rama. Rama means Dharma Swarupa. Rama means Ananda. When we walk on the path of Dharma, we experience the bliss, Ananda, from within us. All these tensions and stresses, chaos and confusions around the world, the root cause is that today the mankind has forgotten to practice Dharma, to live Dharma. As I have often said, when we don't live our own faith, when we don't live what we actually believe in, then our faith, our belief becomes a dead faith. And dead cannot deliver. As simple as that. For Dharma to survive, the only thing needs to be done is to live our own Dharma. Dharma is righteousness. To practice righteousness, and righteousness is right conduct, right thought, right words, right actions, and right reaction in every situation. That is Dharma. As simple as that. Every individual has his or her own Dharma depending upon the situation and the scene. Ramayana demonstrates how a father has to conduct, how a son has to conduct, how a wife has to conduct, how brothers, and even how the enemy has to conduct. Our conduct in every situation should be, must be, according to our Dharma. And what is our Dharma? Whatever else Swami says we may or may not claim to be, none of us can deny that we all are human beings. A human being without practicing human values is unacceptable. As Swami says, gold without golden value is unthinkable. How can we call ourselves humans if we don't exhibit in our daily conduct the values, the eternal human values? They are the fundamental eternal human values of Satya, Dharma, Shanti, Prema, Ahimsa. And Swami has even made it very clear that in fact the only value, the only quality that we need to develop and nourish and radiate and spread is love. Because love in thought is peace. Love in feelings is ahimsa. Love in action is dharma, righteousness. Love in words is truth, satya. So all other values, they are born out of this fundamental quality of our existence, love. Why does Swami always speak about love in every discourse? How can we separate the light from the sun? Love is the light of God. Swami is God. They are inseparable. You can't separate love and God. They are as inseparable as sun and sunlight. And why this light of love is so important in our daily human conduct? Without this light of love, we live a blind life. Even our so-called devotion to God, if it is unenlightened by love, universal love, selfless love, and for love to be selfless, it has to be universal and limitless. Who wants to live a life in darkness? Darkness is ignorance. But we are nowadays so much used to live in darkness or in dim light. What happens? In dim light, we mistake a rope to be a snake. We look at every person as our enemy. We look at every person as other. Not only that, it is not question of only nationality or religion or community. Even in our own family, amongst the brothers and sisters, amongst father and son, there are quarrels, litigations, limitless, because we are living in dim light concept. There is no clarity of thought, there is no clarity of vision, there is no clarity of understanding. There is only misunderstanding. Love brings understanding. In light of love bestows understanding. Where there is faith, there is love. We do not have faith that such person is our father or mother. How can we love them? Where there is faith, there is love. Where there is love, the light of love, the light of God, there is clarity, there is understanding, there is awareness. Prajnanam Brahma, awareness is God. Realization, self-realization is nothing else but awareness of the self. Divya Atma Swarup Lara. This is the uniqueness of this unique avatar. Swami has been addressing all of us, the entire humanity, as Divya Atma Saruplara. No avatar has done this before. He reminds us in every discourse that we are embodiment of divinity, embodiment of love. Prema Atma Saruplaras. That is our real nature. That is our reality. Everything else is our role play. We all are essentially and equally divine. That is our reality. But we all have different role plays to play in this cosmic drama. And for that purpose, the divine director has given us this human body, human mind, human intelligence, human emotions. Because we had to play human. Be human, behave human. That is fundamental. Now, as human, we may play as a villain or a hero or a good man or a bad man. But essentially, we must remember that we are humans. It is as if a family is selected to play Ramayana. Father, being very tall and hefty, is selected as Ravana. The son, being mild and very modest personality, is selected as Rama. And the daughter or daughter-in-law or sister is selected as Mother Sita. Now everybody has to play the role according to the script, the dialogue, the storyline as decided and directed by the director. Father cannot refuse that I will not kidnap Sita because she is my daughter. Rama cannot say I cannot act as husband of my own sister. They have to act. Their body language has to be so balanced. That is the difference between a good artist, A-grade artist and third-grade artist. Their body language will speak. Their silence will speak more than their words. Many good artists, they act, they speak through their eyes. There are classes. This is performance. We should know how to perform our role play as father to our son, son to our father, boss to our subordinate, subordinate to our boss, friend to our friend, enemy to our enemy. We play all these roles every day without even having any thought about it. We do it so naturally. But if we do it consciously, knowing that in reality we all are equally and essentially divine, then there will always be that serenity, that smile of Rama on our face. That is the essence of Rama. Rama would not say, no, Ravana is also divine, I am divine, Mother Sita is divine. So what if he has kidnapped my wife? No. He will fight. He will cry for Sita. He will search for Sita. He will fight for Sita. He will kill Ravana for Sita. But never will he hate Ravana for that. Because hatred is going against the will of God. Hatred is going against the very purpose of this creation, that is love. Hate is lovelessness. And hatred and fear, love is fearlessness. Those who want to live and create and spread hatred and fear amongst the entire communities or nations, that is why there is all confusion going on everywhere. It has become universal. Because they are living in darkness of hatred, lovelessness, darkness of fear. Fear again is lovelessness, faithlessness. Love enlightens. It brightens our path. It makes our thought clear. It brings clarity and wisdom. One devotee once told, if God gave me all his powers, I would change many things in the world. This is universal thought amongst all. Everybody thinks if I were God, I will do like this. If there is a God, why he is not doing like this? How can he let go the things as they are happening? This is what one philosopher has said. If God gave me all his powers, I would change many things in the world instantly. But if along with his powers, he gave me even little of his wisdom, I would keep the world going as it is. Power without wisdom, the light of wisdom, the light of love, the light of awareness is not only useless but positively dangerous. Today, every powerful person has become danger to its own existence. They are moving human bombs. What you cannot give, you should not take away. That is what Rama taught Lakshmana. Lakshmana was angry when he saw Bharata coming towards Rama with army behind him. He thought this selfish man, he is coming to attack Rama. His evil mother, she designed this whole idea of sending Rama to forest, exiling him for 14 years for this person's sake. And now this man is not satisfied with that and he is bringing army to attack Rama. And he was ready with bow and arrow to kill Bharata. Then Rama intervened. He said, Lakshmana, in your anger you are going to do something which you cannot even repent for. You are going to kill Bharata just because there is a doubt in your mind about his devotion and love to me. If tomorrow you will come to know certainly that his intentions were different than what you are thinking about him, will you be able to return his life to him? Will you give back? Will you be able to give back his life to him? No. You should not take away what you cannot return back. That is fundamental discrimination. That is understanding by love, the light of love. Love can see beyond. That is why Swami addresses us as Divya Atma Swaruplara. Because Swami alone can see the entire humanity, the entire creation as Divya Atma Swaruplara, the embodiment of divinity. That is why this alone is sufficient to prove that he is the supreme divine being, come to liberate us, to remind us. Who else can tell anyone, tell me one saint, one realized soul or even one avatar who has addressed the entire creation, the entire humanity as Divya Atma Swaruplara with that authority. If we can internalize only this declaration of Swami, that would liberate us. For last 50 years, me and my wife have been practicing this one truth, Divya Atma Swaruplara. Whatever may happen, whatever anybody may say about us, good, bad, ugly, they may praise us, they may blame us. It takes me not even 30 seconds to come back to this truth. Let go, let God. The person who is praising me even, he is embodiment of divinity. I am also embodiment of divinity. Whatever other adjectives they may write in their comment box, the truth is I am embodiment of love, embodiment of divinity. That will never put me on ego trip. That keeps me in balance. And if somebody blames me for anything, it can't hurt me. That is his misunderstanding, not his fault. Misunderstanding. Because I know that he is also Devyatma Saruplara, I am also Devyatma Saruplara. He is playing his role, I am playing my role. And the director is one. The one who hit me is the one who is feeding me. This idea has to be internalized. That is the spirituality, that is awareness, that is self-realization. Who could be better devotee than Bharata? Because his faith and love for Rama was enlightened faith. Most of us have faith in Swami, in God, whichever God we believe in, but our faith is also not fully enlightened. Either it is unenlightened or it is dim light. We have no clarity, no proper understanding. We even doubt our own beliefs, our own faith many a times, in many situations. Why it happened like this? Why God did this to me? Because there is no clarity. There is no enlightenment. Even devotion and faith have to be enlightened. And enlightenment can come only with the light of love. There is no other way. Love is the only power. Love is the only way. There is no other power. There is no other way. Love of God, Daiva Preeti. Not our human love. Our human love is a trickling effect of that supreme love. We must develop that love of God. Love our own divine self. We love our body self. Do we? Let us introspect. If we actually and truly loved our body self, shall we do anything that would harm our body? Can we intake of any food, any drink that would harm our body? If we truly love our body. Because if I love a person, I will try not to do anything that would harm or hurt that person. And I would strive to do everything possible that would make that person happy. Is it not? So actually we are not able to love our own body self also. Though we are body conscious all the time. Looking at mirror, looking at our makeup, eyes, this, that, everything. But actually we are not loving our body self. Because if we truly love our body self, we will not go for any decorations on our body. We will love as it is. Love your body as it is, gifted by God. Don't spoil it, don't hurt it, don't harm it. Love it as it is. Do we love our mind self? There's so much confusion in our minds because there is no light of love in our mind. As simple as that. No big sadhana needs to be done, no meditations, no sitting and all that. This is all physical exercises. The easiest and best and the royal road is bring the light of love in your mind. The coin is lost in the hut. which is dark, which is stuffed with all the garbage in the hut. And the lady is searching for that lost coin outside in the street under the lamp post of that street lamp. Because there is no light inside, she says. But by searching the coin which you lost inside, if you keep searching your entire life for that coin outside your house, you would never find it. Impossible. Is it not? But if he can clean that garbage, bring even the little light, even matchstick, even a candle light, there's every chance that you will find your coin. What you lost inside, you cannot find it outside. We had to light the lamp of love within us. Humanity has forgotten to love, to light the lamp of love. That is the purpose of this avatar. I have come to light the lamp of love in every human heart. He is ready to give us. We have to borrow light. If we don't have matchstick with us and we are living in darkness, we'll go to the neighbor to borrow the light. And this God is not even asking us to borrow from Him. He just, I've come to give. At least accept it. At least bring your unlit candle or the lamp, light it. But if your wick is soaked with water, what can I do? You have to dry the wick. At least. You are so much submerged in the worldly affairs. All the time. 24/7. Then once in a while you go and sit for the meditation or bhajan or do little seva. And then in there also, Swami has many times told Sevadal, when you go for seva, don't talk of any worldly matters, don't think of any worldly matters. At least for that little time, you keep yourself away from that water. Be like a lotus. Be like a boat. Boat has to sail in the water, but you should not allow water to get into the boat. That much common sense we should take. So our minds are not enlightened. Our intelligence is no ways. Today's education system, knowledge has done everything possible to make it biased. What to use adjectives. It is horrible. It cannot be called education. It's as simple as that. Because that is why Swami has coined this word educare. Because this education makes you competitive, jealous, egoistic, arrogant. It gives you the idea of ownership and doership. All five false and fake things are stuffed inside our brains. And then our child mind is programmed right from childhood. By the time he comes out of that university, he is already an arrogant person who thinks that he can plan, he can direct, he can compete, he can kill, he can do this, he can do that. Nothing. We have to undo what has been done by this education system. They say it is at least giving us jobs, bread and butter to eat, manchidi. Any wise person with little wisdom, are we born to eat, to accumulate? For how many years? For whom? How long? Just a simple analysis. Even a fool will know that this is all useless. He would know it. But nowadays fools refuse to learn. Swami used to call, Valmiki has called Ravana Murkudu, with all his scholarship, all his wealth, all his powers, Murkudu. Because even his devotion to Shiva was unenlightened. Because when you do not have universal love, the selfless love, then either you are in darkness or you are working in dim light. And in the dim light, as I mentioned, darkness is better than dim light in a way. Half baked knowledge, half wisdom, they are dangerous. They have brought the entire world at the brink of total disaster and self destruction. Only the light of love can save the situation. Nothing else, nothing less. जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय.